Good day, everybody. Last week, at least last week before I'm making this video, was a very interesting week in sports for me. I'm showing you a picture of the state championship ring won by the Golden Demons. The Golden baseball team won the state championship May 31st of 2025, like I've mentioned in another video, and they got their rings on December 2nd, 2025, and I got this picture of a ring. This picture, in many ways, courtesy of Chad Sig, an assistant coach. He let me take a picture of the ring. And I got to MC the ring ceremony, thanks to the guy who set me up with Golden, their head coach, Jackie McBroom. I got to MC the ceremony as Coach McBroom, Coach Sig, and the rest of the coaches, Coach Charlie Stevens, Zach English, Coach John, and the rest of the crew came out and got their rings. Also, athletic trainer Jamie Lemieux got her ring, and then most of the players got theirs. Some couldn't make it because they were in college, but still to see the Golden baseball team get their rings and to get to see the last out on their video board. A cool experience, and I talked about how it was one of my favorite experiences in sports. And then I got to MC the ring ceremony, and I also got to call the basketball game that night because the ring ceremony took place at halftime, a Golden's basketball game with Lakewood, and as a bonus, got to call Golden's game as well, a game Golden won over Lakewood. So that was certainly a fine night, and to see players, even though they weren't all there, like Sawyer Brinkman and Luca Casale, Jaden Stroop, Austin Bittner, I mean, the list goes on. The fine Golden players to get their well-deserved rings after winning the state back on May 31st. And here is the trophy. I also got to take a picture of that. Got to partake in cake and punch with some of the coaches afterward. A very fine night. It was December 2nd, getting to MC Golden's ring ceremony and take a picture of their state championship trophy. And then that takes me to December 6th. My alma mater, Dakota Ridge High School, is playing in the football state championship game against Palmer Ridge. If I'd been offered a chance to announce that championship game, I certainly would have strongly considered it. But alas, they had their people and no offer came, so I stuck with my original commitment of announcing a college women's basketball game between Fort Lewis and Regis University, which was a very good game, by the way. I'll get to that, but as I got to the parking lot of Regis University, somebody had already posted a video of Landon Carlsbeck turning a short pass into a 44-yard touchdown. And there was also a video posted of Jackson Arnold turning about a 25-yard pass into an 84-yard sprint to the end zone. And both touchdowns were thrown by Kellen Berenson, son of Dakota Ridge coach Jeremiah Berenson. So I felt kind of good going into Regis University, getting ready for the basketball game, but I chose not to look again till halftime of the basketball game, and at halftime, first I saw Dakota Ridge had just a 28-14 lead. But then I saw a highlight of a catch that'll be remembered in the Dakota Ridge community for years to come. Kellen Berenson throwing a deep ball over the middle, and Nathan Rodriguez making a diving catch that would make Devontae Smith or Puka Nakua or any other great receiver you can think of proud. And you haven't seen that play yet, I'd recommend you see it. That was an amazing catch, gave Dakota a 35-14 lead over Palmer Ridge in the third. And while feeling kind of good, I wasn't counting chickens by any means. So in the second half, while Regis and Fort Lewis are playing a very hotly contested women's basketball game, nobody held any kind of big lead in that game at all. I don't think anyone even led by double digits. I'm nervous about that, but I'm also still thinking about the football game. Well, finally, during a timeout in the fourth quarter, I saw Dakota Ridge had a 38-14 lead with 2.5 minutes to play. And that's when even this guy, who very seldom gets ahead of himself, knew Dakota was going to win, and I felt some pride. I felt pretty good. I was glad it took place. I saw the update during the timeout, as it had been hard to retain my composure and do the basketball game. And as here is what that set up. Dakota Ridge officially winning the state championship, and the whole team celebrating. There's the trophy, there's the banner, as Dakota got its title, its very first football state title, and the final was 38-14. And as for the basketball game, Fort Lewis went on to win 67-64. Certainly a tough loss for Regis, and I felt bad for my crew there. I will admit that blow certainly softened a bit by Dakota Ridge football winning state for the very first time in school history, in this their 30th year. I congratulated Coach Jeremiah Berenson afterward, and the next day he texted back, "Thanks, I'm happy for the community," and that's who Coach Berenson is. He's a great guy, always deflects the credit. Certainly someone I would want as a coach, and I'm glad he's a friend of mine. And a couple of more photos here. The aforementioned Jackson Arnold on the right, Trent Munch on the left. Two receivers celebrating with the trophy. And yes, I got the football photos I got off Facebook. The baseball photos are my own photos. Again, compliments of Golden. So there's that, and that night, most of the players in street clothes, and there they are, celebrating with a couple of parents involved. Mr. Arnold and Mr. Munch, in fact, getting involved. And certainly some pride for Dakota Ridge winning state, like I mentioned, and going beyond the fact that it's their first state title in football. It's the school my relationship has never been better with, including my time as a student. And I thought about those players from the past who didn't quite get to the top. They tried, but just didn't quite win the state championship. Guys like, going way back to my early days as a student, Jeff Stander, Matt Bierman, Brandon Dudley, Matt Farnham, and then going after my graduation days, guys like Cody Lunsford and Braxton Theus, Noah Triplett, Jeremy Lujan, to name a few players who were great, but just didn't quite win the state championship. But this Dakota Ridge team did. With these two guys, Trent Munch and Jackson Arnold, Kellen Berenson, Nathan Rodriguez, Leo Lukoski, Blake Bishop, Jack Offerdahl, who made a fourth down tackle when Dakota Ridge was only up 14. And just some terrific players who got Dakota Ridge their first state championship in football on December 6th. And certainly the night I'll remember, as I'll remember December 2nd of 2025. December 6th, 25 for Dakota Ridge winning state, and December 2nd, 25 for Golden. Baseball getting their well-earned reigns, and also getting to see the trophy as well. I mean, and I know sports aren't the be-all, end-all in life. Even I am well aware of that. But to paraphrase a line from the old Family Matters theme song, the old TV show, it is a rare condition, this day and age, to find any good news on the internet page. Nice to have sports as a diversion from that, and some ultra feel-good moments. December 2nd at Golden, celebrating a state championship, and December 6th, when Dakota Ridge won a state championship of their own in football after Golden's in baseball. And some other good players to mention: Landon Colsbeck, Seth Gregory, Jace Winchester, Dominic Webb, Marcus Weston, and others who led Dakota Ridge to the promised land. Like the four lads said 70 years ago, but it certainly applies more often than not to me. Moments to remember. Thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon, as sometimes right place, right time, like I was with Golden and Dakota Ridge. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll talk to you when we get closer to the holidays.